Alright, buckle up folks, because we're about to dive into some serious WNBA action on a night that'll go down in the history books. Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark just blew the roof off with an insane record. She hit 500 points and 200 assists, faster than any other player in league history. That's right, you heard me. Any other player ever. But here's the kicker. This individual triumph came with a bitter pill to swallow as the Fever took a tough loss against the Minnesota Lynx. And guess who's coaching the Lynx? None other than Cheryl Reeve, the same coach who left Clark off the Olympic squad. Now here's where things get interesting. In the post-game interview, Reeve, who'd been tight-lipped about Clark before, actually threw some praise the rookie's way. Pace and passing, I think, are her two greatest things. I know the sexier part is probably the logo 3, but the pace and the passing are what make her exceptional in my mind. This unexpected move signals a major shift in how the league views Clark. With numbers that scream MVP, she's forcing even her toughest critics to sit up and take notice. This wasn't just another regular season game, folks. We're talking personal drama, shattered records, and big questions about one of the most promising rookies the league's ever seen. The stage couldn't have been more perfect. The Target Center, home of the Minnesota Lynx, saw its biggest regular season crowd ever. No prizes for guessing why. Clark's star power is undeniable, drawing fans in droves. The Fever Lynx showdown was an emotional roller coaster, ending with a 90-80 win for the home team. Despite the loss, Clark's performance was nothing short of spectacular. She wrapped up the night with 23 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds, numbers that cement her status as one of the league's top rookies. But it wasn't all smooth sailing for Clark. She had a rough start, missing her first 8 shots. But like all great players do, she found her rhythm and turned the game around. This game was more than just a contest on the court. It was a statement. Caitlin Clark's resilience and ability to break records, even in the face of adversity, show why she's not just a rising star, but a force to be reckoned with. The night was a testament to her growing influence in the WNBA, where even her harshest critics can't help but acknowledge her talent. So what's next for Caitlin Clark? With her eyes set on the Rookie of the Year title and a bright future ahead, it's clear that this is just the beginning of an extraordinary career. As she continues to light up the league, one thing is certain: Caitlin Clark is here to stay, and she's changing the game. Caitlin Clark had a rough start, missing her first 8 shots, but she adjusted and bounced back with the kind of mental toughness you love to see in a rookie. That resilience is what sets great players apart, and Clark's ability to overcome early struggles speaks volumes about her future in the league. On the Lynx side, players like Nafisa Collier and Kayla McBride brought their A game, dropping 31 and 19 points respectively. Props to the Lynx defense too. They managed to contain Clark at crucial moments, forcing some rookie mistakes. This game was like a microcosm of the Fever's season so far. Flashes of Clark's brilliance overshadowed by team inconsistencies. The loss puts more pressure on the Fever as they fight to stay in the playoff race, but let's zoom out for a second. Clark's impact goes way beyond the box score. Her presence at the Lynx game drew a record crowd, showing just how much star power she's packing. From the league's perspective, Caitlin Clark represents a whole new era of visibility and popularity. Her arrival coincides with a surge of interest in the WNBA, reflected in higher TV ratings and social media buzz. This puts Clark in a unique position. She's not just a talented player, she's potentially the face that could take the sport to new heights. For the Fever, Clark is both a blessing and a challenge. On one hand, having a player of her caliber is a franchise's dream. On the other, there's immense pressure to build a competitive team around her so her talent doesn't go to waste in mediocre seasons. Speaking of talent, let's break down what makes Clark's game and this particular matchup so special. First off, that 500 points and 200 assists mark is absolutely insane. She hit it in just 22 games, faster than any other player in WNBA history. To put that in perspective, legends like Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird took much longer to reach those numbers in their rookie seasons. Clark's rapid rise is a testament to her skill, work ethic, and the high ceiling of her potential. As for the impact on attendance, the numbers don't lie. Over 19,000 fans packed the Target Center, setting a regular season record for the Lynx. This isn't just about basketball, it's about the cultural shift happening in the WNBA. Clark is leading the charge, drawing fans and attention in a way few rookies ever have. Her ability to draw such large crowds and media attention shows that she's more than just a player. She's a phenomenon. The league, her team, and her fans are all counting on her to continue this trajectory. trajectory. But with that comes the challenge of ensuring her talent is maximized, both by her own performance and by the team's ability to support her. As the Fever push through the rest of the season, the stakes are high. Can they build around Clark and make a playoff push? Or will inconsistencies continue to overshadow her brilliance? One thing's for sure, Caitlin Clark is already rewriting the record books and redefining what it means to be a rookie in the WNBA. That's a massive jump from their average of about 7,000 per game. Team-wise, the Fever are sitting at 13, 16 after this loss, right on the playoff bubble. It goes to show that even with Clark's individual brilliance, team success is still a work in progress. Despite the loss, Clark is still averaging an impressive 17.9 points and 8.3 assists per game this season. Those numbers not only put her in the conversation for Rookie of the Year, but also raise the possibility of MVP consideration. Clark's performance, even in defeat, has major implications for her, the Fever, and the WNBA as a whole. For Clark, this game reinforces her position as one of the most impactful rookies in recent WNBA history. Her future looks incredibly bright, but it will depend on how she adapts to defenses that are increasingly focused on shutting her down. As teams zero in on Clark, her ability to evolve her game will be crucial in maintaining her trajectory. For the Fever, the situation is more complicated. Having a star like Clark is a privilege, but it also brings the responsibility of building a competitive team around her. The Fever's current season suggests that there's still work to be done. The front office's decisions in the coming years, both in the draft and free agency, will be crucial in maximizing Clark's talent. The success of the franchise could hinge on these moves as they try to capitalize on the momentum Clark has generated. Head coach Christy Sides' position is also worth watching. Despite Clark's individual talent, the Fever are still struggling to establish themselves as a playoff team. This raises questions about Side's strategies and her ability to maximize the potential of Clark and the rest of the roster. If the team's performance doesn't improve, it wouldn't be shocking to see changes in the coaching staff. The stakes are high, and the organization's leadership will need to be bold and decisive. This moment in Clark's career and in WNBA history feels like a turning point. What happens next could shape the future of professional women's basketball in the US for years, if not decades. As we reflect on Clark's impact on the WNBA, we're faced with some big questions that go beyond just on-court performance. How will the league continue to grow with stars like Clark leading the way? What steps will teams take to ensure they're building around their talent effectively? As we look ahead, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark's journey is only beginning, and her impact will be felt far beyond this season. How she, her team, and the league navigate this pivotal moment will determine the trajectory of women's basketball for years to come. Thanks for tuning in, and catch you next time.